Hello and thanks for having me. My name is Johannes from Hjort, and yes, you're right. There's quite a big difference between the trilogy and the new album Evolve 4 to 8. As back in 2022, when I wrote the tracks for the trilogy, originally it wasn't meant to be an album or even an EP. I just wanted to create this kind of music apart from my main band project, Haze Miasma. But there was no further ambition, and the tracks were just released one after another. But this time in last winter, I really felt the urge to create a whole album, and I felt the drive to do that. And from that on, it wasn't really a big challenge. It was just happening one after another. And now I'm really happy with the result and that it worked that well. Yes, this is always a very difficult question for artists in general, I guess, to describe the style of their own music. And it's difficult for me as well. But let's try and call the music of Hjort some kind of instrumental black and melodic doom, because that's quite much of what's to explore in it. So yeah, and yes, it's always with lots of atmosphere. Oh, that's a question I was asked several times recently. And I like it both. I like to work together with other musicians, to have collaborations, to create music in a band as a team. But I also appreciate very much the possibility to do everything just in the original way I imagine it, as I feel the music. But as I said, I like it both, and I won't exclude anything for the future. There are many influences in Hjort, and if you ask me of my musical influences, I think there are two main influences, which in my opinion are some kinds of the most emotional music. It's quite extreme metal, especially black metal at one hand, but also 90s grunge at the other hand. And I, until now feel quite attracted to progressive music in different kinds, as long as it's not only a technical competition. For me, there's another very important inspiration when I write music, and it's nature. It's walking through a forest, climbing a mountain, just being outside. That's a kind of feeling and a visual imagination I always have in mind when I write music and when I compose music. That's the case in Hjort as well as it is in Haze Miasma. Yeah, the collaboration with Inertial Music goes back to a very lucky incident, I would say. Let me think. It was when I got aware of the solo work from Niklas Sundin, which you all know as the longtime guitarist for Dark Tranquillity, who are also some of my heroes from the mid-90s. And I really liked his album Vatutragaren and the whole concept and artistry behind it. And this was published by Inertial Music. And back then I wondered, who are those guys? And realized they are very new. So they just started last year. They are from Italy, and I was very impressed because everything there looked just beautiful and aesthetic and professional at the same time. And I wondered, okay, now look, I have my album here, and in my opinion, this fits very well in your concept. And yeah, just gave it a try and wrote them. And yeah, luckily they felt the same. And yeah, now you have Hjort on the roster of Inertial Music. And I tell you what, I couldn't be happier about that. It's really nice and relaxed and professional at the same time. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. Yeah, thank you for your questions and your interest in Hjort and Evolve 428. And yeah, just feel free to stream it or get your alchemical gold copy of vinyl. And then, yeah, thank you and have a good time.